Welcome to Gray Overload. I'm Anthony, and I just want to, talk about Intel's 14th gen launch. I know I've been hearing about rumors about this, and I just wasn't, fully enthused about the rumors and everything else because this is a refresh, more or less. But it does have some improvements, which it seems like they are going to hit 6 gigahertz, a little bit of core count adjustment, and they might actually have a little bit better efficiency too. So it was kind of interesting. My kid's computer when they built that was a 12600. So yeah, that's been a pretty good. That's been a very good processor actually, for what they've been using it for. And in that same chipset, the 600 and 700 chipset, you can actually throw these processors in. So you're actually getting three processors or three generations of processors out of Intel for these boards, which is, if you bought in with the 600, we first thought, oh, this might not be as performant. And now, the way this generation has laid out, because it seemed like it was going to be a shorter generation for those chipsets when initially, the initial rumors are, happens to be you're getting three out of here, and it is interesting. I kind of feel like, hey, if I got um, an i5, maybe a 14600K, that might not be a bad little upgrade for them, that they can, utilize. I do have to do a BIOS update video on that board. They did come out with a full new UI, so I want to walk through that for you guys as well as an aside here. But let's take a quick look at their press release, right? This is Intel's press release. They have the new i9 14900K, the i7 14700K. We're still on this naming scheme with the Core, I think Intel next generation, or with the I in front of it. So, right, they're changing that naming to something. I looked at it, but I really don't care until you come out with it. We'll see how bad the naming is once you get there. Um, but I mean, this is going to be up to 24 cores, right? 32 threads at 6 gigahertz frequency right out of the box. They're going to have the i7 20 cores and 28 threads, so basically you're 4 cores less between these two. It looks like you're going to have the same 8 performance cores on there, and then everything else is going to be your ear cores. So they go into a little bit why it matters, ultimate gaming, continual overclocking, blessing, class connectivity, Wi-Fi 6E and stuff, and compatible. This was the big thing, compatible with the both 600 and 700 chipsets. And this is going to be released tomorrow. So I don't know what the pricings are here. I'll once reviews kind of get out, I'll probably take a look at it then. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, prices. If you're in if you're looking for, you're in the 700 series and you want the best Intel processor, well, here you go. You got the 14900K, right? That's what you're going to go for. If you're in the 600, 700, let's say you got in the 12th gen and you're looking for an upgrade, this is an option for an upgrade rather than having to switch up platforms, memory, all that other stuff. And I think this is what I like about having a little bit longer generation. So I'm glad Intel's just not sticking to two CPU cycles, getting that third one in there, even if it is a nice refresh. I think they adjusted the core count a little bit here. That's all some of those nice to haves. These are some of the things I look forward to when, recommending a platform or whatever else. You have these options of being like, I can upgrade down the future, and some people actually take and upgrade that. I've been doing more and more upgrades here lately of little, processor here and there, just little things, not the full computer. And I think, some of that's with how economic challenges are and everything else, but it's another way of getting a little bit more performance out of your computer, making you feel like it lasts longer, you get it all cleaned out, everything else through this. So you get, the up to 6 gigahertz max turbo frequency, 5.6 and then 5.3, going down the stack for the i7 and the i5. They had the Turbo Boost Max technology 3.0 frequency, 5.8, 5.6, not actable. So, there's some of this stuff in here. They went through cores, processor threads. So even the i5, you're getting up to 20 threads, 14 cores, 6 performance, 8 efficient. So you can kind of see how that all goes. So both supports DDR5, DDR4. My kids have the DDR5 board. Been working, like I said, really well. BIOS support has been great for that gigabyte board, so I've liked that. And then you have your little bit more on your graphics here, the 770, 770 here, a little bit more. That's just a simple product brief. But you look through here, that this is their press grid announcement, a little bit more of how their application optimizations. They talk a little bit about AI. That's interesting, I guess. I don't know how much they're going to have here for AI, like how much is built into the processor. I think that's going to be more for the next generations, right? They talk about AI as, AI assistant for your overclocking, which could be interesting, getting a little bit more of a performance boost um, out of your computer just by overclocking. So this is all preview now. The CPU is a little bit, investment here. And yeah, and here you go, 14th gen versus the Ryzen 9 7950 X3D. Here's kind of the performance of gaming according to Intel. I'm going to say that, according to Intel. Um, Take it with a grain of salt where it's at. But I will say this, as these companies keep on getting like these AI tunings for overclocking, and I mean they're basically overclocking algorithms for this that they're adding AI to, right? But as they get more and more of this, the overclocking community is going to be able to probably even push more out of this and hopefully get those algorithms a little bit more tuned so that even the normal user is going to get frame rate boost, performance boost by just using these, something like this. And I think that's something that then everyone can kind of take advantage of more and more going into the future as these processors take advantage to it. So they kind of went through some games here showing how they're performing. Yeah, I take it with a grain of salt. This is, what was this? 4 processors, excellent gaming, the 14900K. I get how they label it here. So they do 14900K, 7950, 7950X, 7800X 3D, if that was X3D. But then they list them backwards or out of order from up here down here. Oh man, Intel, just keep them consistent, and that goes for anybody. Just keep them consistent a little bit. This is what is it? 99th percentile, low water mark there. Talk about this, Hitman, AMD comparisons chart of where they're at. Intel i7, so they touched on the i7 generational improvements. So you can see according to them, there's been a lot of improvements over the generations. Again, Intel, they're reversing these. It's kind of annoying because you look at it expecting it one way, but whatever. So, and then here's another little graph of what you have. So they've got the 14600K here. That's going to be 20 cores. And so eventually you'll see like the 14500K on down, I think, here. We'll see what they are. But you got a price here is about, what, almost $600. Jeez. We'll see what prices are. I thought prices were coming more and more down here. I thought I saw the 7800 X3D for about $299. So around the i5 range there. Okay. I had to look at some of the other prices. Maybe we'll do that once these get out. Just go over the prices, see what I think about them. But here we are. So yeah, this is another Intel release. We'll see how it really performs. I want to see, some of the reviews before I make a conclusion of how good it is. But Intel saying 6 gigahertz, they've kind of improved some things. Up to 23% better gaming performance according to Intel. I believe I've heard someplace the power was supposed to be better as well on these processors over the 13th gen. Well, it couldn't go. I didn't think it could get much worse. So there's stuff like that that are promising, and if Intel is gonna, be able to do stuff like that, I think that's a good thing, especially for consumers. Again, the biggest thing here is if you bought into that 600 or 700 board, you have an upgrade path, and you have an option to be able to upgrade into this. I don't think that the next generation, unless Intel has a delay someplace else, is going to be on this socket, and so, you know, 3 processors though for a board, I think that's pretty good. A lot of times we don't even get that. So This is this is a nice little upgrade path for you if you're already on that, right? I wouldn't go through and build a whole new system, in AMD if you were on the 6 or 700 series board, right? I would just be like, okay, I'm just upgrading the processor, maybe upgrading the graphics card, doing whatever I need to get that, little extra performance that I want, if that's something that you want to do right now. Otherwise, kind of stick with what you have for the time being, especially when you get an option like this to upgrade. So I do appreciate you guys supporting Gray Overload. Thank you so much for that. Let me know what you think about this Intel release, what you expect from it, and let me know if you have anything you want me to cover here for the release. I don't know if I'll get one of these processors right away. It would be just going to my kid's computer because I'm not really upgrading any other systems right now. But they would go from a 12 600K to probably a 12 or a 14 600K unless I decide to get it in the i7. Not like they need the i7. It's a they haven't got into really gaming yet, so it's not like they need it. The 12600 works just fine. But I do want to say thank you so much for supporting Gray Overload, helping this channel grow. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the video. Hit the bell icon. That really does help it out and help this channel out. And I really do appreciate it because it does help out a ton. And until next time, God bless.